episode 189. Welcome back to Steele Nazz, presented by Hedge Better. We're here off a high hiatus. Wow, that was that's a tongue twister.
Wow.
But we're back. Friday, today's Wednesday, June 11th.
This kid is in fucking
Shambles right now. Got a lot on the horizon here. I don't think we've been talked since, I think we were in Game 5 of the Celtics-Knicks. We've gone pretty deep after that. Just in shambles for the basketball team. We'll give you a kind of an update of what we think they should do going forward with this luxury tax, a new owner, the whole 9 yards. Tatum hurt. Brown just got surgery today. A lot going on. Patriots talk. A very mid-wide receiver room outside of Stephon Diggs. I mean, he, including his his nightlife, he could be, converted into mid. But who gets cut there? Just an early reaction. A little bit, blenders of Stephon Diggs. I mean, that was fun. Boats, Miami, ass. What else? What else you want?
That's exactly how I want my number one wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, if you want a diva, you just signed up for one. Go get it.
Yeah, I like the U. I'm a pro Michael Irvin guy, so I'm fucking
for sure.
Playmakers.
We're into the midst of baseball season now. As a Red Sox fan, you're kind of up in arms, but also really excited for the future to come here. Front office, you name it. They're not playing the baseball you want. They're under 500, but they just called up the number one prospect in the MLB and Roman Anthony. Meyer has been on the team for over a week. There's been a lot going on. The Yankees have been the best team, I think, in the American League, so they've been killing it. Detroit's been good, too. I think they're right there for the best record there. Marco Sturm has been hired by the Boston Bruins. That's breaking news in the past week. I heard him on the radio, Felger and Mazz. Steele Nazz, Felger and Mazz, which one's better, but we'll lead you on to that. For a different day, we'll get there. UFC, I didn't really watch any, but Sean O'Malley loses again. Steele's got you covered. Out Laing back in the ring for his pro fight. And then we have the NHL Stanley Cup Finals between the Panthers and the Oilers. And then you get the Pacers and the Thunder in the NBA Finals. So two, both 1-1, now 2-1 in favor of the Panthers on the Stanley Cup. But good tilt so far. Maybe some TV reviews at the end. But first of all, this should be the lead of the show. Love you, Patrick J. Foley. But, first week for our new sponsor here, Drifters Kitchen and Bar, located at 1464 Hancock Street in the heart of Quincy Center here.
Great place.
Probably best pepperoni pizza with, I think, hot honey that I've seen in quite some time. I just want to give that we'll give that a review. I think Magic does more of our reviews, so maybe we'll give him the nod.
Yeah, the pizza's good. The wings are good.
They got oysters on deck. I had, during the overtime Friday night, I was there, had a nice espresso martini. Shout out to Mr. Martinis. I was looking to see when they did their most recent, but I don't think it's been quite some time. I'm giving that one, just from here, from for last Friday, at least like an 8.2. It was pretty good stuff.
Love to see it.
Bartender's doing well there. Wasn't really in there for the idle hour. It was big Clash of the Ash guys before I was 21 years old. That's no secret. I think they got blown up for that. But Drifters is here to stay. Looks like a great spot, great atmosphere, great people running the place.
Yeah, get in and enjoy.
Great opportunity to go get a beer any night there. Great opportunity. Since I put a lot of enthusiasm into that, how about our guy from the law office of Patrick J. Foley? I think he just turned 41 years old the other day. Big shout out for his birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
If you're looking for legal proper representation for first time home buyers or just whatever it is to across the laws of real estate kind of thing you want, Macho Man. If you see a guy running who's at least over 6'2" in Quincy, Massachusetts, chances are it's Patrick J. Foley, located at 265 Willard Street, Quincy, Massachusetts. Gets the job done whenever you need him. So hit him up when you gotta.
Damn right.
I'm on a little bit of a roll here. We'll get on to, I guess we'll lead it off with the Patriots here, since we're an all sports podcast. We love gallons of milk, things like that. But this is a football town. Let's be honest. This is 6 Super Bowls. We're past that, but there's a lot of optimism going into the season. You get rid of rookie guy Gerard Mayo, which I don't think it was understandably fair, but I think it was needed. You bring in a guy like Mike Vrabel, who's really going to turn this around. But the question we have tonight. It's a pretty mid wide receiver room outside of Stephon Diggs. Who makes the team? Who doesn't? They just started mandatory minicamp, I think, today or yesterday. Drake May's looking good with, not really too much defenders on him. We'll see how that goes.
Yep, it's early. It's early, but looks good.
But we're going to go through the receivers today, just an early prediction. And there's at least, I want to say 9 guys who can make this team. They're probably only going to have 7. I think for the shoo-ins this year, it has to be Stephon Diggs. Demario Douglas is clearly their best, drafted Patriots guy so far.
Yeah.
I think he's shooting on number 2. Kyle Williams is a rookie. You're going to take him. I think he's showed a lot of promise with his wheels so far. And then Matt Collins, I think, because he does it on, that side and the special team side of the ball. I think that's 4 in. But then you got 3 spots, would you say, for about, 5 guys? So you got Keyshawn Boutte, you got Kendrick Bourne, you got Jalen Polk, Javon Baker, all guys who played on the team last year. And then you have this undrafted free agent who signed with them, Efton Chisholm III, who's, showed out.
Yeah, he looks good.
I think he's caught over 50 balls. They compare him already to Cooper Kupp. I don't think that's really a fair assessment, but we'll go.
But you love to see that, though, from the undrafted guy. You love to hear that.
And you know what? No one really, outside of, I think Keyshawn Boutte deserves some credit. I think he really got things going. I get they went 4-13 in the last year, but he really came. I think he played pretty well down the stretch there. Kendrick Bourne's been given a lot of chances, so we'll see how that works out. Jalen Polk is a second round, second year guy. I don't know how you're really going to, I'm looking at this projection here on NESN.com. Kind of ironic how they just got rid of their whole digital staff, so they still have an article out. But,
it's still there.
But Jalen Polk is a second round guy. I don't know how you get rid of a guy like that unless he really stinks. I get that they're trying to create a whole new culture, and if he's not part of that, then whatever. And then Javon Baker, who was, I think he was a 6th round pick last year. He's going to have an uphill battle making the team.
I mean, none of those guys that you just mentioned have done anything to deserve to be on the team.
Yeah.
You could mix and match all of that, 5. That could go either way.
You could mix in Stephon Diggs just off the field.
No, we love that.
Yeah, I was going to say, although I kind of support it, I'm not going to go on a public microphone and say I approve of drugs because that's just crazy. But everything else, he's on a boat, he's having fun, he's with his girlfriend.
Multi-millionaire parties hard in off season. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, honestly, that's just street cred in my opinion.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He goes and gets 100 receptions, 1,000 yards. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. He said in his interview yesterday, he doesn't tell people his personal life if he doesn't know them personally. And I thought he couldn't answer the question any better. I'm all right. Hey, with all due respect, fuck off. That's what he said.
Pretty much, yeah.
He said
it's a tough Instagram though. You got to be better.
Yeah, he said Mike Vrabel knows everything that he was supposed to know. So he told the right guy. I'm sure they're in the right space right now. It doesn't seem like in Mike Vrabel interviews though that he's really convinced that Stephon Diggs is going to be their right hand man, which all fingers are kind of pointing to that if this is going to be a successful season.
Oh yeah, no, he has to get 100 receptions and fucking 1,200 yards for this to work.
But I think it's going to open things up, and we're talking about receivers today. We'll get to different subjects during the week of talking about. Different weeks of talking about the Patriots. But they're going to have a dynamic duo in the running game that's going to open up. Hopefully, shit for Drake May, because I think at the end of the day, I'm probably going to reiterate this every time we come out here. But I think Mike Vrabel's going to be having this defense playing tip-top shape. But if Drake May can't, go from this spot to the top spot, at least as a quarterback itself, it's going to be tough for this offense to move.
Oh yeah, and Henderson, he's a great blocker too.
Yeah,
he's a great pass blocker, so that's going to be huge.
Yeah,
because these receivers, most of them, even whether they make or don't make the team, they need fucking help. And Stephon Diggs helps with that a lot, getting open.
Yeah.
None of those guys can beat someone one-on-one, really.
No. You can even see the highlights on Twitter or something. He's always beating someone. It seems like he...
Oh, yeah. Diggs can put you... he can ruin your highlight reel.
He reminds me of, I know this guy was better than him, but, not... But he seems like an Antonio Brown. I think that's the way he plays.
Oh yeah, no, he's at his highest. He's a top 5 receiver.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He's coming off of injury, and he has had Josh Allen. And
yeah,
shit, so.
But he's coming off an injury. He was just on a team that has two other big options besides him. Now he's coming here as there's no question about it, the guy. What is he going to do? I'd say his career is back against the wall. You look at a guy like Odell Beckham a couple years ago. He signed a contract with the Ravens for like $15 million. He didn't perform at all. He hasn't even sniffed really like a contract over minimum. If this year goes south for Stephon Diggs, I think that's a great comparison of where he could be.
Yeah, definitely could be.
He could go one way or the other. That's going the other.
And they are like the same, like, no one wants to give you that much because you're also a lot of like baggage.
Yeah, diva.
But
half these guys, like even like you look at the Cowboys just made a trade with for George Pickens. Yeah, that guy was a pain in the ass, but he's pretty damn good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Steelers are one of the franchises. Like they'll fucking get rid of you.
Yeah.
Like if you're not doing what the Steelers want you to do, like the Steeler way.
No,
they'll fucking send you.
They were all in to start Mason Rudolph till fucking Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, exactly. No, the Steelers are like, we're going on to next year.
No,
like whether you're fucking in the room or
insane.
not. Yeah. Like.
But I think
I love. I respect that.
Last episode, I think we did like a win-loss record going through. With you having one of the worst schedules in the NFL with an opportunity for these guys trying to get better. This seems like a lot of room for positivity, especially when you look at the land work of Boston sports nowadays. How the Bruins are fucking the worst team. The Red Sox haven't played well this season yet, and the Celtics are going through it right now. So you talk about who's the best team in Boston right now, like possibly you.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Fucking yeah. Do we still have the Revolution?
Don't count. The Free Jacks to go in the playoffs. That counts.
Three-peat.
My boy Kyle didn't start the other day. I'm kind of upset about that. I got to get on.
Hey, whatever it takes at this point.
Yeah.
We're here for rings.
We're going to get back in the locker room. Got to get back in the locker room. So that's kind of our Patriots. Oh, yeah. What did we think of? Yeah, we talked about the boat. Yeah, we were fine with it. I think that's fine.
And we also have Josh Dobbs looking great. They were talking. He went like 10 for 13.
Yeah. Just
love it.
Forehead's looking dapper. XXL fucking helmet's great.
Buckle up. Can't wait for some garbage time touchdowns. Once he throws a touchdown, can't wait.
This is my last thing on the Patriots. But like you kind of look at it, they didn't like. I love Josh Dobbs. Don't get me wrong, like that's fun. But they didn't really plant like if Drake May gets hurt, they're fucked. Like they didn't get like a guy in the draft. They even like a who's the guy who
that's what the Vikings thought, and then fucking Josh Dobbs set the world on fire
for like 2 weeks. No, that's what I'm saying. If Drake May goes down, that's why his style has to be different from last year. Last year, he was just ready to take on any linebacker.
Oh, yeah. Well, part of that also goes to protection. Like, because a lot of the times he ran away was because he fucking had to run away. It wasn't like he was trying to, like, do a, like, QB draw or something. Yeah. Like, he was running for his life.
That's fair. But when you run up the middle, that's tough. When you got to run towards the side.
You
get down. I hope just the coaches are just saying get down.
I'm sure they are.
Because that's what it's all about. Second, we're gonna lead with, since it's in June right now. Why do I have Friday, June 10th here? It's Wednesday, June 11th. You're clearly up to something bad. Baseball minute. Red Sox took 2 or 3 from the Yankees last weekend, but the
9 games back.
But the Yankees continue to thrive. Not the Padres. Shout out intern Brian there. Let's see. At this point, we are only 3.5 games back of the wild card. To Steele's point, 9 games back of the AL East, with another 3 games set with the Yankees this weekend. Injuries have definitely been an issue with the Red Sox, but at the end of the day, I mean, Tristan Cassis, he was already hitting $160. Bregman definitely hurts. You need that guy in your lineup. I think he's going to be back pretty soon. But they finally called the kids up.
And that was an outstanding play by Roman Anthony in right field the other night. That was so good. You waited so long for this kid to just absolutely boot it.
For as good a player he's going to be, he might have had one of the worst debuts I've ever seen.
No, it was tough.
He went like 0 for 4, 0 for 5.
No, I thought like on the first time I saw the replay, I just kind of saw him like running back like he missed it. I thought it was like a line drive. And it was a fucking
really
ground
bad.
ball.
It was
a fucking I was like, wow. Sorry.
I'm confident I would have made that. I'm confident.
Yeah, no, that's and like Yeah, you would.
Yeah, he hits some balls hard. Like he's
Oh, no, he's gonna rake.
His
There's no
exit
doubt about it.
philo. You know,
Because doesn't he kind of play everywhere? Isn't that like kind of his thing? Or
Yeah.
is he a pure right fielder?
no.
Because like that was really bad. If that's
he's
what
been playing center and left. Dude, he hasn't played.
Okay,
He hasn't
all right.
played a day in right.
Oh well, that's still
No,
that's, you
this
gotta
is
make
this
that
is
place.
my beef with the Boston Red Sox here, and I'm gonna throw. They're tied 3-3 right now in the bottom fifth. They're putting on, but they really don't finish games. I have a problem. I'm gonna start with Alex Cora. I just like the way he's managing, the way he tries to stick with these starters who haven't really played. If you look at they're 5 starters right now in terms of Crochet should always have a good day, and then you have Walker Buehler, Lucas Giolito, Brian Bayo, and then Hunter Dobbins pitched the other night. That's really their top 5 right now. All 4 of those guys have been complete hit or miss. I mean, Crochet's had a good year so far, but my number one thing is the lefty matchup. Marcelo Meyer, they called him up like last week. And every time a lefty's pitching, they don't play him. They play Abraham Toro, which to Cora's defense has played pretty well. But if you're going to make this guy's playing third base. He's been a shortstop his whole career. Roman Anthony, he's been a center, left fielder. You're going to put him in right. If you can take the chance, even Christian Campbell's been a outfielder for the most part, playing second base the whole season. If you're gonna give these guys a chance and at a position they're not used to, you're not gonna give them a chance at the plate just because the guy's throwing fucking lefty.
Yeah,
like that's fucking crazy.
yeah,
That's
especially
nuts.
yeah.
I honestly think as much as I am a Red Sox hater right now, I hate the way they're doing business. Guys getting hurt, you can't control that, but I just don't think they have the right philosophy. They don't have the right guys in the right spots. But I think at the end of the day, they still have a chance to do something.
Well,
They're 3 games behind 500. They're only 3.5 out of a playoff spot. You credit definitely the AL for just sucking ass. Besides the Yankees and the Tigers for the record, but they do have guys where if they reach their potentials can get to a point where, 80, I'd call it 87 to 93 is going to get you in the playoffs. And I think that the third wild card, I think absolutely.
Teams get hot, man. Teams get hot.
How hot though? Look at it right now. The people in third place right now, they are sitting at 35 and 31. Like that, basically, if they play 500 the rest of the way, that's right where I'm at.
Yeah, but you see, you got one team that isn't in division there, so they could like the top 2 could pummel you.
That's fair.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you basically have you have to worry about the AL East there, not the rest of the league.
Yeah, another thing that I'm like thinking in my head right now too, how whack is that the Yankees and Red Sox first game this season was fucking like June 5th.
Yeah, no, tough.
That's insane.
There should be
I didn't even know half the Yankees
one main
lineup
series.
just because I don't watch the Yankees. Like, Judge is having a year, but you don't know that. Like, I mean, and I do. Who's the lefty there? That's had a great season. The center fielder, right fielder.
Trent Grisham?
Yeah. If you don't watch if you don't know sports, like you don't know that guy's having a career year.
Yeah, but like, dude, I don't know, like Paul Goldschmidt,
Yeah.
Jason Dominguez,
DJ LeMahieu fucking cranking one the other night.
Yeah, shout out fucking Hunter Dobbins for his fucking chirp that like if he would retire before being a Yankee.
Yeah, and got taken
At his
deep.
first pitch to Aaron Judge went to the
Boom.
fucking moon.
Boom.
Absolute
That
skyrocket.
was honestly, shout out, Aaron Judge. That was like very necessary. Although I do love like Hunter Dobbins was just like, I said what I said. Like he died on that.
Yeah, just got taken
died
to the
on
moon
that
again.
ledge. Why not? That's
And
fine.
shout out the Yankees. They're playing the pitcher with leading the AL, I believe, in ERA, Chris Bubich, and they got 5 runs in the second. So fuck him,
Last name Boob.
Bubich.
Boobich.
That could be mispronounced, but it is like Bubic.
So Aaron Judge is leading his team right now, batting .396, 24 dingers, and 58 ribs.
That's a good year.
I would say that's a fucking good year. And then tomorrow night, Thursday night, they're going to be playing at Kauffman Stadium, Kansas City Royals. Cheapest ticket, $7.
That's like must see.
You can get in
Yeah.
to see a future Hall of Famer for $7.
Yeah. No, they brought up, which like I wasn't even thinking of because Judge is always like moonshots and home runs, but like they were like at his current pace, like Ichiro's like hits in a season's like on the table.
Yeah.
which is
no.
like nuts.
No, absolutely insane. That's like crazy. Like a guy that big,
exactly. That size. You don't even think of that
he
record.
would bat like 230 to 250. You know what I mean? Like I have. It's so funny. I'm a 10-year-old coach for a club, and this kid swing. He's probably like 6'2", like probably hasn't grown into himself at all. Has a longer swing than Aaron Judge, and the whole time I'm like, this kid's gonna bat like 200. Probably hit like 10 dingers.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing.
Yeah. Except he's
see the
hitting
build.
400 and fucking.
Yeah.
This dude's hitting 400 on fucking June 12th. That's crazy.
To that kid's credit, he had like 10 home runs and like
good for him.
struck out 40 times.
Yeah. Tough scenes.
No, it's a good happy medium. That's what you want on a ball player. You know. How about we talked about the Yankees, Red Sox. Seems like things are gonna blow up pretty soon if they don't get it together. I'm hoping Bregman. It's gonna be fun when Bregman and Abreu come back. What are they gonna do with the kids? Are they gonna call them back down? And they're even calling for Christian Campbell's head before Marcelo and Roman Anthony's head.
Yeah, I mean, one of them has to go down for Bregman. That's just like that's not up for debate. Like,
yeah, but you get rid of a fucking longtime veteran who like doesn't really contribute anymore for these kids instead of setting them down when they're not even playing that bad. I just don't.
Well, how much would they play if he's being replaced?
If he plays third base, they could put Meyer at second base, move Christian Campbell out of the way. They should do that.
So then Christian Campbell would go down?
Yeah, potentially, or you like somehow fix him in the outfield, playing as a platoon. But like at the end of the day, like
you got to do something.
Someone's moving somewhere.
Yeah,
because Bregman's playing third base. I don't care
exactly.
What you think.
Yeah, that's
actually, I've buried the lead. How Rafael Devers refused to play any part of the field, but he's going to make the All-Star game as a designated hitter. Like that's insane.
Yeah, I mean,
stuck to his guns.
Yeah.
Yep.
And got lucky. Stanton's been hurt for the DH spot.
For the DH spot,
that helps that.
Well, I think
even if he sucked, like that's just votes.
The first 10 days, I think he was 1 for 32
with like 31 Ks.
And then since then, he's been like 350. He has over 10 bombs at least.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of surprises, I feel like, in this. I mean, Cal Raleigh's on pace for fucking 65 home runs.
Yeah, he's like low key at this point in the AL, they're like, okay, we should have an MVP for the second best player.
Yeah, I mean,
because Judge is just gonna win it again. It's not gonna be fairly close.
As of right now, yes.
Unless God forbid he gets hurt.
Yeah, easy with
you
that.
would hate to see that. That would really, dismantle the team. You really hope the Yankees.
Rooting for injuries is fucked up, dude.
I would never root for injuries.
Yeah, look at that smirk.
I have no smirk. I'm just having a good day.
Yeah.
Golfed at the Quincy Youth charity golf tournament today.
What a cover up. What a segue into charity fucking
1 o'clock shotgun start. I think we went 9 under. And I hit a couple big putts. Other than that, I didn't really do much. But shout out me because I did see yesterday 98.5 the Sports Hub had one in Brook Meadow and Canton. And Felger and Mass didn't show up for their shift. So I showed up for my shift. How about you guys? How about you guys?
Dang. Shots fired.
I mean, I'm still wearing the same thing. Not a bad get up.
Also, he's shit-faced and doesn't know what day it is.
No, I know what's going on. I'm doing just fine.
No, yeah, the script just says Friday, the June 10th.
To my defense, I think I did that yesterday. So that's not me right now.
Is that 24 hours? Are we in a bender?
No, we're doing fine. Going to the Bruins here. Not besides naming a head coach, Marco Sturm, who coached an HL team, former Bruin, was on the radio, speaking on the radio the other day, and it seems like it's going to be another long year for the Bruins. It seems like he could maybe, he's been around the game for long enough to, direct to where they got to be. But at the end of the day, dude, are they going to get help for Pasternak? He's talking about guys like Lindholm and other guys who just didn't really, contribute this year when they had full rep of games. I know McAvoy will be back for the take, and we'll see what Swayman can do. But it just seems like it's an uphill battle. That job, whoever took it, whether you had experience or not, like you're gonna get some leeway. We'll see.
Definitely, yeah. Especially where he's a homegrown guy, I think he'll definitely have some leeway. And it's way too early to punt the season because there's the entire offseason of the offseason of hockey hasn't started.
Yeah.
Yet.
How like, have you ever seen a team get that loaded in free agency though, and just like bring it to another
you'd
level?
be surprised.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you can pick up because see, you're thinking big names and superstars. That's not where you win in free agency. Like you pick up the third liner who shows up for your team and somehow gets 25 goals.
Yeah, the Morgan Geekies of the world, like
Exactly.
you saw the Bruins and.
You're way too down.
Yeah, I just can't believe Don Sweeney's still like under the Bruins.
That's awful. I know.
That's like insane.
Another great hope was the World Championships. Swayman looked unbelievable. Hopefully he can ride some of that.
Yeah, I just don't see it. I don't know, man.
All right, dude. What's the point then? What's the fucking point? Yo, the Bruins are gonna go 0-82. Adam Nazaro is his call right now.
I think this season is going to be the worst season in Bruins like in a long time. Like I have no confidence for the Bruins.
You realize it can only get better. Like they were just the worst team.
Yeah, but it progressively got like that. Wasn't the beginning of the season? Wasn't like, oh, we're going to be the worst
No,
team.
because you punted and traded everyone.
Yeah, but then I think you're going to start the season not punting, trading everyone, but basically in the same position of that. See, your half glass full mentality. I got to get there. I'm not there yet, but I just don't see it. I don't see how they. I think that the win would be between them and the Buffalo Sabres. Who has the better record?
They're where the Patriots were like last year, and you're ready to put the Pats in the Super Bowl. This is Bruins biased, strictly. Nope, it is Bruins biased. That's it.
But besides one guy,
who
do they have? I mean, I don't know.
Look, the goalie doesn't suck. That's half of a battle.
David Pasternak's, still going to score like probably 40 goals.
Oh, definitely. Maybe even
Get
more.
the job done.
He'll be the only one shooting.
Looking forward to the opportunity. Maybe Bruins tickets will be cheaper because, like, Lord knows they haven't been. So
that would be cool. And on their side, you have the very high percentage of the Leafs getting blown up, so that will kick them the fuck out.
Yeah, Mitch Marner in a Bruins jersey, like maybe not, but someone else better than that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I literally would want either of those three on my fucking team.
You know how Michael Scott in The Office said, like, sometimes I just start saying something and I don't know where it's gonna go. That's how that statement went down. Like, I was maybe Mitch Martin. No, not him. Not him. No.
I know, seriously.
But the Garden's gonna be loaded, whether it's with the Celtics or the Bruins. Celtics, we haven't talked about the end of the season yet. We need to talk about that. That needs to come to the airwaves. It's been a tough road. Jason Tatum goes down in game 4. They don't go down 3-1. They come back home. Everyone's rah, rah, rah. Big win, 3-2. Oh, can we get it back to the Garden? Goes to MSG. They get blown the fuck out by the Knicks. The Knicks have their cakewalk. Oh, wow. Fucking, who's this? Oh, either way.
Smell ya.
Yep. So, bottom line, the Celtics underseeded expectations this year. It was honestly disgusting, even though Jason Tatum got hurt. I think they were losing anyways. Credit to Jalen Brunson, played extremely well.
Great player.
Karl Anthony Towns, as much shit as he gets, played really well in that closeout game 6 game. Tom Thibodeau doesn't have a job, which is insane.
Something had to have happened.
That their bottom line was they said he rode the starters way too much, which makes sense. But grow up as well. But everyone's laughing how it was going to be a cakewalk, and the Knicks came to play and we didn't. That's bottom line. The first 2 games, you have to try to win at least one of those, even though you're up by 20 plus points in both games. And that was the complete outcome of the series. You don't have to point at game 6 and say there was a blowout game. You're talking about game 1 and game 2 that you should have had. This series probably should have been over in 5 games, and you couldn't let that. You couldn't make it happen.
That was probably the worst, like my least favorite series ever.
Yeah,
any sport.
It's really awkward.
You blew 2 20-point leads. Your superstar got hurt. And then you got absolutely massacred to end it. Fucking terrible. Fucking terrible. You might have lost your superstar for all of next season. They're saying, like, that's just, we'll see when that happens. Like, whatever. Yeah. That's just, like, even if he plays next year, it's going to be, like, the end of the year. Like, that's just later.
And they packed it in, too. They played great in game 5. They stretched it to a game 6, but as soon as they went down and no one was hitting shots, they packed it in.
Oh, yeah, no. That was
Jaylen Brown. No. They packed it in big time.
No, I mean, Porzingis was a shell of himself, whatever was going on with him. He had like an illness or whatever in a couple of those games. And then Jaylen Brown's just had surgery himself. So clearly, I mean, everyone's hurt at that time of year and shit like that. I get it. But a knee surgery is a little more extreme than others. No excuses, though. That was a pathetic
I was going to say, if you want to stay on the excuse trail, you can point at Team USA. You can point at the long, grind out last season. It was just repeating is the toughest thing to do in sports.
Yep.
I think Oklahoma City's probably going to win the NBA Finals. I just think that they're, way deeper of a team. They close out really well, but don't sleep on it. We're jumping everywhere right now, but don't sleep on the Indiana Pacers either. But back to the Celtics here, just what are they going to do in the offseason? They have to get rid of, some contracts. I think Drew Holiday and Porzingis make, close to over $30 million a year. You have Hauser, who, isn't really a guy who should probably be making between $15-20 million. I think that's his contract right now. Then you guys have, Pritchard, Brown, Tatum. What should they do?
Well, I think Drew is the easiest one right off the bat because you'll get a haul for him most likely. Get some good anyway.
You say at least one element. Yeah. One element will make me happy.
Yeah, and then Porzingis the same. I'd assume he'd be next. You could flip-flop them into which one goes first, I think. I think it depends on if there's an individual team that wants one or the other more, they would go quicker.
Yeah, I think that after looking at it a million times and convincing myself, I think the two guys that are definitely out the door are Drew Holiday and Sam Hauser. I think Sam Hauser, he makes more money than Pritchard. He's probably the number 5-6 guy making money on the team. So if you can get rid of his contract, that makes it only better. If you can get one of these, I underratedly think that they might keep Porzingis.
That's possible.
Just because he's such a difference on the defensive, side of the basketball. He makes people think going to the rim, and that a shot blocker. Of course, they got another one outside of Robert Williams who can't stay healthy, but that's another guy who has championship DNA with him. Whether you like his injuries or not, he helps you win.
I'd love for us to keep him, but he is when you have it between him and Hauser, you would rather keep Porzingis and get rid of Hauser. Other teams want Porzingis more than they want Hauser.
No doubt.
You're getting more phone calls for
doubt.
Porzingis. But we can see. And one thing at least about losing Hauser is where Porzingis, the unicorn and all that. Hauser is 3-point specialist. So you can just find that. There's another Sam Hauser out there.
Dime a dozen.
For half the fucking
million.
Right. Yeah.
Mike Miller, JJ Redick. I mean, they're not out there.
Even on the
anymore.
team, if Shireman becomes fucking when he gets hot, he could just
he'll
replace
be the next
him.
guy.
Yeah,
he'll be the next guy.
Completely replace him.
That's what I'm saying. You can make a haul for, even if you trade Porzingis, you can get a couple guys back who aren't, on team friendly deals who can make, good opportunities. You're gonna be without Jason Tatum, but honestly, fuck the regular season of the NBA. You look at the Pacers this year; they're the number 4 seed. You can get in the ship. Fucking no matter how you do it, just don't get in the play-in games.
Oh yeah, and I mean that team, they're up there with some of not the championship, but the grittier Celtics teams, and the Pacers. They believe there's no fear in that team. They believe they could beat the Oklahoma City Thunder, whether people do or not. They do.
Hop it on the NBA Finals. They honestly play to a pace where they honestly want to be losing. So when it comes to the last 6 minutes or so, they're making up with these threes. Closeout defense. That game 1 was unbelievable. I went back and watched some of the highlights. I don't know what I was doing that night, but I got home on the couch, turned it on. The last fucking play was on with Albert in the shot.
Oh yeah,
I was like, what a time to turn it on.
That's one of the quietest I've ever seen in an arena in my entire life.
It warranted too. I mean,
yeah, that was a crowd that was winning the whole game. It's game 1. The home team should win game 1 in fucking anything.
Yeah.
They just should. And to get such a heartbroken defeat, silence.
Yeah, they said without those markets, it's the lowest watched NBA Finals game 1 of all time.
Oh, and that it's Indiana,
Oklahoma City. But
yeah.
I personally think as a basketball fan, it's two very exciting teams.
Oh no, it's awesome.
Clearly, OKC has the great advantage; they should win. But the every night of the Pacers coming out and shocking people just gives you that kind of. They're at home. I think they're playing tonight. We're recording on a Wednesday night. It's got to be game 3, right?
Yep.
So it's 1-1. Back at home, seems like they might have things going for them, but
should be electric there. Because
Yeah.
like Indiana, you might not think about it, but Indiana fucking loves basketball.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Hoosiers and shit.
oh,
like
big time
that,
basketball town.
yeah, that crowd's gonna be nuts tonight. That would be a hell of a game to go to.
Yeah.
First game since like Reggie Miller in the finals.
And then you look at the other sense and like what play as like Jokic maybe did it, but like what player has like bona fide won the MVP? Like SGA, no doubt.
Yeah.
Like MVP of the league, and he's about to. I think he's about to win a finals too. Like that hasn't happened, I think, in quite some time.
No, and they're also as like a team, like ahead of schedule.
Oh yeah,
Like, they're
Jalen
young.
Williams,
They're incredibly
Caruso
young.
hopping on there is big.
Fucking Holmgren.
Yeah, which is that guy seems like he's 100 pounds,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
in the flesh.
Gonzaga.
Yeah.
You just never know what you're gonna get.
Gonzaga, Adam Morrison's fucking peeling his grave right now.
2-time NBA champion Adam Morrison.
Oh wow, that's I didn't even know that. That's even wilder.
Thank you, Kobe Bryant. All right.
Yeah, on the fighting label, UFC recap: Mirab takes down Sean O'Malley again. I hear it was a guillotine in the 3rd round.
Yes. Yeah. He choked him out. That is one like Sean O'Malley. Like we don't need to see that again.
No.
Those two do not have to fight ever again.
Did he get any good? Because I know he's basically like a boxer in there. Like,
Yeah,
did he get
no,
any
he's
good
a
hits?
striker.
Yeah.
Nothing too special. I think they had the same amount of stand-up strikes, significant strikes, but then there were takedowns and ground and pound by Mirab, and Mirab was just all over him. Mirab's a fucking monster. Like I think they have him like number 2 pound for pound right now. Like, and he could very possibly be like number 1.
Well, that's the thing
He's
too.
killing everybody.
With the UFC, a lot of these guys who are becoming champions now are very tactical, and that's
Yes.
not so sexy for television. I feel like the ratings for UFC is going down, and I love the UFC. I have so much respect for those guys. Big shout out to Chris Moutinho, our
yeah,
guy
well,
used to fight. He's in the fight night.
it's not
coming
so
up.
much the I think the fighting style that's causing it, but it's the characters. Like their fighting styles like that, but like they're just like
They're not Hollywood guys
Russian
no more.
dudes. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? Like these people don't like do
You're not
interviews
getting a
and
Conor
speak.
McGregor
Yeah,
or-
exactly.
Or at least like a fun. You're right, a fun interview with
Yeah, like you
Joe
know what I mean?
Rogan with the mic, Colton.
Like you watch like the UFC, like dude, like Islam Makhachev's like as good of a UFC fighter as you're ever gonna see in
Oh,
your
yeah.
life. But like
that all
you're not gonna get a fucking soundbite.
that
Like,
Oya
you're not gonna get
Deporia
an
guy
interview.
might be the best mixed martial arts fighter I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's not a John. I can't call him like John Jones. I mean, let's be real. But yeah, good fight night. Any other good fights?
Kevin Holland won.
Nice.
You'll love to see that.
He's
He beat Vicente Luque.
Yeah, just an alum, like a UFC alum. Like
No,
he's
yeah,
older.
and he's done so many like this guy does not stand a fucking prayer fights.
then he just hangs in.
Cam's out. Yeah, and he does it. He shows up. So you do like to see him win. He won on a submission as well. Kayla Harrison just absolutely kicked the shit out of the Juliana Pena.
Julian Pena, I heard
But that brought Amanda Nunes into the octagon, and Amanda Nunes is coming back to fight Kayla
I heard
Harrison.
about that. That's groundbreaking news.
No,
Like, she was retired, right?
yes.
Yeah.
And that's like
New school,
that could
old
be
school.
fight of the year.
New school, old school.
Yeah, but like that could be
Bottom
fight
line.
of the year, 100%.
That's something I would do because she's like the king shit now.
No, that
yeah.
fight was supposed to happen like for years, but Kayla Harrison wasn't in the UFC.
Yeah.
She was like dominating fucking everything else, and they never fought each other.
I was gonna
so,
say
like, now it's gonna
she's
happen.
really versatile. I think she's
2-time Olympic gold
yeah. I
medal.
was gonna say
Yeah.
she's in the Olympics. Like her name's just not from. You don't hear that name just from the UFC. She's
Correct,
been
yeah.
around and back, and
But she was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So hopefully that happens as soon. I mean, I don't think that fight could be pretty soon because she didn't like break a sweat fighting Juliana Pena, and Amanda Nunes like, there's no way she's one of the people that like took time off and was
No,
like retired.
no
You know
way.
what I mean? Like she
No.
was in the gym kicking ass.
Oh,
like
for
the
sure.
whole fucking time.
I'm looking at like so this weekend is a fight night. Kamaru Usman's fighting in a fight night.
Yeah, Joaquin Buckley.
Wow, that's like for that guy is like low of the low.
Oh yeah, well
Like
yeah.
usually you can make it like with Rose Namajunas, the co-main event versus Maverick. Like that's a good co-main event.
No, yeah, no.
Look at
Times
it.
are changing.
Cody G in the main card.
Somehow still on a card.
Yeah. Any other good ones up? What's 317? Ilya
Yeah,
Taporia, Charles
317 's
Oliveira.
Paulo Costa's there.
Yeah, I know this Benil Darush guy's really
Yeah.
good. I remember him. Paulo Costa. Honestly, oh man, I feel like they need to load this up more. I feel like
That's
these
a good
guys
second fight, though. No, that's the flyweight title.
Alangere.
Pantoja?
I've heard of Kai Kara France.
Pantoja's the champ.
From Pantoja's champ. Who did Benil Darush fight? Because he fought someone pretty good.
He's been around the block. You've probably seen several of his fights.
He fought Oliveira. He fought Oliveira and lost. Yeah, he lost.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
Suzuki's a beast, too.
Yep.
Like, those are two very fair losses.
Yeah, that's all. I don't need to go down the line of UFCs unless I want to. Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier. I can't wait for that fight. There's two legends of the game.
Yeah, 2 days before my birthday. Buckle up for that
shout
one.
out. Be in Nashville, maybe.
Yeah, that's
Possibly you. What's on the table?
Where is it? Dustin Poirier. That might be in Louisiana.
I bet it's in Vegas.
Might go to New Orleans.
Newark, New Jersey. Still down. And then I also want to give a big shout out to. We got to get him on the phone or in the studio soon. Bobby Lights Out Lang back in the ring, won his first pro fight.
Huge news.
Still
got it.
Bobby
Champs
Lang,
here.
let's look it up. So they fought at Fenway Park. Got the job done. I would love to ask him why he felt like getting into. Oh no, that's Rough and Rowdy. Confirmed. Okay, so they haven't updated this yet. It was against Anthony LaBelle. I don't even know his name.
I love that on that under amateur fights, it just had fucking Adam Jones.
Yeah. You gotta at least
Pac-Man Jones,
you gotta at
yeah.
least throw that in.
Yeah, right? Fucking love it.
But it's great to see
shit, Bobby.
because I think he trains with a lot of pros. I think he's been training with Mark DeLuca and Francis Hogan and friends of the program. So it's good to see that he was like, you know what, if I'm gonna wait for Rough and Rowdy, I'm gonna go do something else. And I'm sure that would be part of his answer. I'm not gonna put words in his mouth, but good for him for
Absolutely.
especially at Fenway Park, dude. What a fucking! I'm sure his friends were all.
Oh
out
yeah,
there.
what a debut! What a
Yeah.
place to debut your boxing fucking career.
I wish
Fenway.
I wish I knew it was like happening at that time, and just timing just didn't work clearly. I would have been there if I could. I'm sure Magic was there in the crowd. He's a lights out Lang. He'll run to that spot wherever he is, which I'm not questioning or even like
Yeah, it was
making
probably
fun of his
ringside.
loyalty.
Yeah.
Love the loyalty. The champ's here. Looking forward to talking to him soon. And what a big shout out to him. What a great opportunity. To get
Yeah,
there.
unreal.
He's a tough ass dude. It'd be tough to beat him in a 9-10 round fight instead of a 3-1 minute whatever the hell that was.
Yeah.
Before we get the TV reviews, we actually haven't brought the Stanley Cup up. We didn't bring it up during the Bruins, but the Panthers are up 2-1. Recording on a Wednesday, June 11th here. Marchand scored the game winner in OT in Game 2, and then he comes right back and scores the first goal in Game 3. I think he's got like 6-7 goals now, 14 assists. Last time I checked, he was sitting at plus 700 to win the Conn Smythe, which is the MVP of the playoffs. I mean,
Making a run.
I was like, don't get me wrong. Sam Bennett had a good postseason. Kachuk and Barkov are their best players. But how about my guy here?
Yeah.
How about Brad Marchand?
Absolutely.
And let's get down to the brass tacks of who are we rooting for as Boston fans? I think there's no question. I get if you don't like the Panthers because they've beaten us here, but they've owned us. Give it up. Like if you're a Bills or Jets fan, sure, you hate the Tom Brady Patriots growing up. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, you buy in, and especially on the other front of our one of our legendary players going over and trying to win a ring in his last couple of years, you got to support that. I mean, that should be excuse number one to root for the Panthers, man. I get McDavid, Draisaitl, they deserve to get a ring, but I don't care. I want Brad Marchand to win.
No, it's purely Brad Marchand. Like the second he leaves the Panthers in the offseason, I never want the Panthers to win another fucking thing in my life. Like, do not get it twisted.
I will say, because compared to Tom Brady, I said after Tom Brady retired, I'm never going to root for the Bucs again. And then they got Baker Mayfield. I'm like, kind of a fun team. kind of a fun team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, they just like they're obviously much more high quality of players and more well known, but it's two very good hockey teams. Like if you're like
for
not
sure.
watching this, it's two incredibly good hockey teams.
No, it's clear. Like I thought the Stars had a chance, to go all the way, and Edmonton spanked them, and then Florida, made quick work of the Carolina Hurricanes.
It reminds me a bit, almost like Patriots Colts, like back in the day.
Oh yeah, with
they have Manning and like the superstars, the big names, the McDavids, the Dreisaitl's, but like the Panthers just have a bunch of bullies.
Yeah, I would love to see the percentage on goals on the power play, because if you give either of these offensive 5-1-4 advantage, dude, they're scoring a goal. I don't care if Bobrovsky's in that; they're scoring a fucking goal.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that obviously goes both ways, because you could have 7 on the ice. McDavid and Draisaitl might score a fucking goal. You know what I mean? Like,
I just think it comes down to execution and goaltending.
Yeah, and Bobrovsky is much better than Skinner. But Skinner has been great this year.
Yeah, and I'm not necessarily saying that they're going to win 5 or anything, but I think, obviously this game is a Thursday or Friday night. This game 4 is pivotal. Wanting to go back 2-2 back at home, 4,000 miles away, the longest destination between two NHL teams. The Stanley Cup has happened 2 years in a row. That's impressive stuff.
Yeah. And shout out Brad Marchand, who leads the league in playoff goals since he entered the league in 2009.
Just an absolute
fucking legend.
No, I compare it to, because like Sam, they're both son of a bitches. Don't get me wrong, but Sam Bennett goes out there trying to hurt people. Brad Marchand just has the best trips in his back pocket you'll ever see.
Oh yeah, no, dude, no. That was always one of the best parts of Brad Marchand. Is like Brad Marchand is literally a Hall of Fame player, like not just like the shit talking little fucking bastard. Like he is literally going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
And I heard this on the radio a couple of weeks ago, and it's like, so there's two conversations, one that you should really have, and one that pump the brakes a little bit. And like Brad Marchand wins his second ring, like I think that solidifies him in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Oh, he's first ballot in my opinion.
I think he still deserves it. The second one is if he wins it, is he better than Bergeron? I'm saying pump the brakes on that.
No, that's that's box scoring and just like acknowledging like the trophy room. That is not like if you had eyes and watched hockey. Brad Marchand would be like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like Brad Marchand would never.
He would agree with
that.
us.
Yeah.
Although he would probably
and they're closer than you. Like I'm not saying he blows them out of the water or anything. Like they're two Hall of Fame players.
Yeah.
Like Connor McDavid's better than Leon Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl is one of the best hockey players I've ever seen.
Yeah. Patrice Bergeron is, if not one of the best centermen in our generation. Like I think that's no question.
Oh yeah, he was. He is. Fuck Sidney Crosby forever.
Yeah. Playmaker, but like center, taking the face off, leading the team, you name it, he had it. So I'm thinking Panthers in 6. We didn't do graphics this time around. Maybe we'll figure that out one time or the other. But I think I had Panthers in 6 from the open.
Yeah, and I'd say regarding both of these teams, like please, some West Coast team very far away that I don't care about, pay Sam Bennett and get him off fucking Florida.
Yeah, get him out. Get him out.
Like San Jose Sharks, step up.
What if he goes to Bees?
I would love that.
Yeah.
But doubtful.
Yeah, last thing before we conclude, any TV you've watched, anything good?
No. Got a rewatch of The Leftovers going on at the moment.
Oh, there you go.
Loving that. And awaiting new seasons of The Bear. Comes out next week.
Oh, yeah, it comes out next week.
Or 2 weeks, maybe. I forget the exact
that
date.
show I always got to rewatch the last season before I watch the next season when it's live.
Yeah.
Just to really get it.
I'm hoping it goes back to season 1 and 2, because season 1 and 2 are elite.
It
was definitely the worst. It wasn't bad.
Season 2,
but it was definitely the least.
Season 2 was electric when they had the cousin go to the restaurant. That was must see TV. Great stuff. For my TV reviews, Tyre season 2, Shane Gillis season 1. It was good stuff, but it really didn't get to a point where you really wanted to. It was just funny. Season 2, they're actually creating a plot. Got a bunch of cameos. They had Vince Vaughn. They had a bunch of different comedians. Just overall great stuff. If you're looking for a laugh, they work, and it's Shane Gillis working at a tire repair auto tire repair shop. Just great things. And then also one that you haven't heard of. Not sure if everyone has Apple TV. If you're not, maybe you steal Sean from Quincy's account. but stick with Owen Wilson, basically this retired ex-degenerate professional golfer trying to figure out how to get money, finds a protege and tries to groom him. It's basically like a golf version, I would call it, of like Eastbound and Down Kenny Powers without like Danny McBride in it. That's the best I can explain it. But I watched the first 3 episodes. Pretty fucking good.
Still good? Okay. All right. Because no, that's huge. Because like it's one thing to be like Eastbound and Down, but like in concept.
Yeah.
But like Danny McBride's like the funniest fucking.
This is Owen Wilson we're talking about. You'll get a couple of wows. You'll fucking see him lose some money at the track or something. But like we're not getting Danny McBride, Kenny Powers just fucking sniffing blow off girls and stuff. I don't know. Before we close up, I want to give a big shout out to our sponsors. Law offices of Patrick J. Foley, located at 265 Willard Street, Quincy, Massachusetts. If you're looking for legal proper representation for first-time home buyers or just anything in general, you see this guy, you tell him happy belated birthday because I believe his was last week.
Yeah, you better.
But he's got you. Whether it's Friday at 12:30 at night, he will fucking bail you out. He will get it going. I'm not saying bail from jail, but closing down on real estate, he's got
it's real estate.
I kind of went too far there.
Choose your words wisely.
Also, Drifter's Kitchen and Bar, big
Check
sponsors now, official new sponsors, located at 164 Hancock Street, the heart of Quincy Center, where the Clash and Idle Hour used to be. That's where it is now. If you go there, just a blindfold, I would think about getting their pepperoni pizza with hot honey, or even they have a dough burger with fries. If you're healthy option, I think we got some good salads there. They have like an oyster bar. I know they have like oyster specials. We'll be doing some reviews there soon. We'll probably have a team lunch there sooner than later. A couple beers, couple Duke Tree. It's real artsy in there. Great setup.
Great captain with a beard painted on the wall.
Yeah.
Great place.
Love it.
Vibes are high.
Anything else?
Yankees look great.
Yankees look great. They going to sweep the Sox this weekend?
2-1.
2-1. Wow, you already been feet, huh?
No.
Red Sox will take 1 win.
I get that.
That's fair. All right, episode 189 in the books. We'll see you when we see you. Have a great night, everyone. This is Wednesday, June 11th. We'll see you later.
Yup.